Alright, don't lean back too much. I don't want you to get cut off. You're cut off from screen. Put your face in there. Alright, so let's get started. He's gonna click record. We're gonna be live. Am I? Am I gonna click record? Are you? Because you're the only one that has the button.
That's right, I have the button to click record.
Alright, and we're back to Nothing, Something, and Everything in Between with Richard, Raphael. Abramov? You changed it again? This guy changes his stage name all the time.
Really?
So I was
It's changed once.
That's
right,
exciting.
that's
real
enough.
last name.
That's enough.
That's it.
Alright, and we're sitting here with Erin. I'm not going to say your last name because I don't want to butcher it. But I'll let you say it. How do you say it?
Alright, Erin McMahon.
Right, so we got Erin McMahon, Erin McMahon,
Aaron McMahon.
Iron McMahon. So we
Iron
got
Man.
all the irons, Erin's. Alright, cool. So how you feeling today?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. So this is our second one doing it early in the morning. How do you feel waking up early?
I am not a morning person at all.
Okay, so you're on Richie's boat. He's the
exactly.
same way.
I'm not a morning person.
But I had a large iced coffee this morning, so that helps.
Nice. Okay.
Oddly enough, coffee wouldn't help me. It would just aggravate me even more.
Oh no.
Yeah, you should see him when. Well, don't worry, I'll send you the episode. So
Okay,
when he's
good. I'm
aggravated.
excited.
But so you're from the city, right?
Originally from Westchester, but I live in the city now.
Nice. And so you're used to kind of sometimes waking up early for, I would say, auditions, no?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it must be great just being in the city, going there early, compared to what was it in Westchester?
So when I lived in Westchester, I was
Mhm.
about a mile and a half away from the Metro North train. So that I'd either have to like plan some time to walk to it or get someone to drop me off over there, and then the trains would only come about every half hour, so I'd have to plan for that. And then it was only about half an hour like from the train in my town to Grand Central, so that wasn't terrible, but then it was like planning from Grand Central to wherever I had to be. So it was just a long process. So now it's really nice to just live in Midtown, be able to wake up, walk to an audition.
Nice.
A lot more convenient, for sure.
I think they should just ban all the trains. I've gotten to that point.
This guy
Just
travels
destroy all
every
the
day.
trains.
He travels
Just
every day. into the
destroy all the
city.
trains.
Oh no.
Yesterday I was coming home from work. Okay. I got out relatively early.
Okay.
Sunday night, I got home in 30 minutes, which
Nice.
is good for a Sunday at night.
Not bad.
Yesterday was Monday. You know, it's a regular weekday. I don't know why, but the E train took an hour and 20 minutes.
Not bad.
You know what? It wasn't slow in Manhattan. It's those last 10 stops that are going local from Roosevelt Avenue
to 71st.
to 71st.
Don't you just
And
hate
they
that?
just
Right
and
next
they
to
just
the
pull into a station and they just sit there. Yeah.
train traffic.
Train traffic ahead of us. It's fucking 1 a.m. What train traffic? And then we pull into one, I think, like Grand Avenue or whatever.
Yeah.
They're cleaning the floors, power washing it.
Mhm.
And the doors are wide open, they're power washing. And it's spraying all the people sitting next to the open doors. I'm on the other side. So I'm just watching them getting sprayed by the power wash.
Oh my
Well,
god.
don't you just love that? That's the beauty of New York. You never know what's going to happen to you in the train station. You can walk in there, you might see a rat pulling on a bigger rat, or a homeless guy pulling on a big rat. So you never know.
Oh
That's my
gosh.
fear sometimes. I fall asleep, and like if they pull into a station too long, and the doors are still open, a rat might just run in and like run all over the fucking train. What am I going to do at that point?
Run as fast as you can through the
Where?
turnstiles. Wherever
Exactly.
you can.
Just get away from those rats.
So, yeah, hopefully they destroy the MTA because I hate it.
Well, that's one route.
But then what would you use to get around?
I don't know.
Quit his
Quit.
job.
Quit
Stay in
everything.
Queens,
Stay in
just
Queens.
hibernate.
Or get a boat. Across
Stop
the river.
stealing my
Just kayak across the
I
river.
love boats. That would be amazing.
Well, Erin, we would love to get to know you better, so we're going to play a little game. It's
All right.
something we do a lot on the podcast, especially with our guests, because me and Richie know too much about each other. It's simple. It's something.
Except for that pink shirt.
Why do you use my pink shirt? every time I wear a pink shirt, you have something to say. Just admit you like it.
The pink shirt.
I know
Maybe
we
he's
should
jealous of the pink
I- we
shirt.
should I'll let you
wearing
borrow it.
No, I told you should keep wearing the pink shirt. It brings out the brown in you. You got even browner. You're like this caramel corn right now. Look at this.
Summer thing, that's it. So about the game,
Alright.
it's a simple yes or no game. Try to answer as quickly as you can, yes or no. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to trick you like, oh, are you gay? Anybody, yes! Oh, damn! Got him. Alright, so whenever you're ready, I'll ask you the questions. Ready?
Alright, I'm ready.
Cool. Alright, so do you like hamburgers?
No.
Okay. It's a decent answer. Decent first answer. Have you ever shot a gun?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to have to circle back to that. Have you ever shot a gun at someone?
Like a squirt gun or a Nerf gun?
No, a gun. You know what I'm talking about.
Then no.
Okay, good. Have you ever donated blood?
No.
Okay. Have you ever taken anything that was meant for donation?
No.
Okay. We
I
have
have.
some people. Yeah, we
Those
have
sound
some
like
people.
some interesting stories.
Do you have more than 6 siblings?
Yes.
Okay, how many siblings do you have? Now, this is not yes or no, just a quick answer.
9.
She has 9 siblings.
Wow.
So in total, there's 10 in her family. Holy crap. So we're going to circle back to that for sure. Did you ever rock a boy's hairstyle?
No.
Yeah, I think about that.
I had to think about it because I had some like questionable haircuts when I was younger, but I don't think any of them were boy haircuts.
Okay. Do you currently have any concealed weapons in your purse?
No. Maybe I should.
No, can you use them on Richie if he starts talking about soccer?
Well, if I had them, but I don't.
I'm sorry, me and him have this vendetta against soccer.
There's actually some good games this week.
No. This is where your concealed weapons would have helped.
Sorry.
It's okay. Next episode. Have you ever tried to take a selfie and the mime cut your stick?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Those damn mimes. Did you ever give money to a poor person?
Yes.
That's nice. Did you ever force a poor person to do a trick for money?
No.
No? You never okay, do a handstand and then $2.
Only Aaron.
Nope. Dude, you can't just donate all the time. There's so many homeless people in New York City. Do a trick. Alright. Have you ever acted on a theater stage?
Yes.
That's exciting. Do you have... What the hell did I write? Do you or have you ever randomly poked anyone on Facebook?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Gotta go back 7 years.
Yeah. But I do have an interesting poking story about my mom.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can circle back to that.
Alright, that is the first thing we're going to talk about
Okay.
after this.
It's kind of interesting, the guns, but okay.
Yeah. Do you like having social media? Like, you have a couple of them, don't you?
Yeah, I have Snapchat and Facebook. I actually don't have Instagram, which all of my sisters and a lot of my friends yell at me for.
Yeah, I'm shocked. A female with no Instagram.
I know, they get so mad at me. They're
That's
like, get an
racist.
Instagram, stop being weird. But I don't know, I feel like I'm just so like stubborn that the more people tell me to get it, the more I don't want to.
No, stay off the gram.
Yeah.
It's not good for the soul.
Are you on the gram?
Yeah. Double
Gotcha.
dose every day.
Double. Practically on it every hour.
Stop. What we do on our DMs.
Ah,
So all those hurricanes happening, do you think it's because of the eclipse? You know, there was like the solar eclipse that happened recently. You think it's like a conspiracy theory too? No.
I haven't heard of that theory yet, actually.
No?
but-
Sidebar. Did you guys see that picture on wherever it was of day after tomorrow and the hurricanes recently?
I did not.
You didn't see that
That
picture?
sounds
This is a picture of the day after tomorrow
Uh-huh.
where it was like they were showing the map of the weather and the 3 hurricanes in a row.
Holy shit.
And then they showed a picture of Irma, Tanya or whatever hurricane,
Harvey.
and then or Harvey, Irma, and Jose right behind it, all 3 in a row, and it's the same size as the day after
What?
tomorrow. It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, Day After Tomorrow was a movie where it all happened. Pretty much.
Well, everything happened all at once.
Yeah, that's like that movie Geostorm that's coming out. Wait, let me finish this. I got one last question.
Okay,
Don't
one
you
last-
sidebar.
There's
Don't you sidebar.
another sidebar.
All right, go for it.
No, it had to do with this. There's a you ever saw Top Gear, the show on BBC about the cars and stuff?
No.
Anyway, they did a there's a video I saw on Facebook. They go to this like wind turbine or NASA, like it's a cloud creator.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big ass machine that creates clouds, and they send it into the atmosphere. So that's the big conspiracy theory that the government or NASA, whatever, creates these clouds and they form and they become hurricanes.
What are your thoughts?
Watch it on Facebook.
On conspiracy theories, because I know Richard just
I
loves.
dabble in a
Georgia.
lot. I love
Dabble is
I-
when you do believing in worship when nobody's looking. How do you feel about conspiracy theories?
I don't really follow conspiracy theories that much,
Mhm.
but one of my best friends is very into it. She was actually my roommate my senior year of college, and she would watch this show. Do you ever watch Jesse Ventura, Conspiracy Theory?
I've never watched it yet.
Oh,
but I
okay,
know-
but I could like hear it
no,
in my room. It would be like, "This is Jesse Ventura on Conspiracy Theory." Like she'll still keep me updated sometimes. Like I said something about soy the other day, and she's like, "Oh, soy is a big topic in the conspiracy theory community."
Really?
So,
What? I don't know why.
You see, isn't
I
it?
don't-
I'm sorry, Richard. Isn't it difficult being friends with Just a tad. It's just.
Why?
It's
Why
too
soy?
much.
What is it, like made out of plastic or something? What?
I don't really know. I'll have to ask her
I'm
about
gonna
that
look into
more.
this now.
Maybe you guys should be
I
friends.
know you're gonna look at this. Should be friends. Facebook poke.
Exactly.
This
Send her a
face-
poke.
Does Facebook still have the poking thing? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna poke someone today. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find some random person.
That's gonna
probably
be
you.
the title for this episode.
The
Aaron
Facebook poke.
pokes
Aaron
somebody.
Oh, maybe should I do it at one point?
Just poke someone and see what
Pick it up during the podcast.
What was your last question?
Forget the last question. Not as important. I just reread it. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna top
I
this.
wanna see it.
okay.
No, it's not that good. Damn you. Same for you. It's not that good, is it? It's not that good, is it? The question was, have you ever wanted to be a UFC fighter?
I haven't thought about it, but
No. Okay, because
No.
you seem just like
Terrible
such a
question.
nice person. I don't see you swinging.
Terrible.
Especially
question.
when Evil Mime cut her selfie stick.
Yeah.
She didn't swing.
yeah. But I
yes.
chased after the evil mime.
Right.
So
Yes.
Nice. I need to hear this poking story. What happened?
all right. So the other day, I get this Facebook message from this guy who he's like, their whole family is really close with our whole family. Like they have 9 kids, we have 10.
God.
So
Is
it's
it
this,
competition between you guys?
basically they always had more, and then we ended up beating them out because they were like older, and then my mom had a few more, and we're like, haha, we win. But anyway, so one of the kids in their family, I guess he's not really a kid now, he's like 19, but he messaged me and like all of my siblings that are on Facebook, and it was a screenshot of my mom poking him, and it's like, Susan McMahon poked you, and he's like, I don't know what this is about, but I just wanted to let you all know that this happened, and it's not okay. And we're all just like, wait, what? Like, why would my mom just like randomly poke this kid? Like, this is very strange.
Did you ask your mom, like, what was
Yeah, well, so my theory was sometimes my mom leaves her Facebook up without logging out of it. And my sister Hannah, who's 15 and lives with her, she likes to mess around with it. Like, she'll like do a weird status for my mom or something like that. So my theory was that just like Hannah was on it and thought it would be funny to like poke him. So that's what I was thinking. But then I guess one of my brothers confronted my mom about it, and it turned out that Nathan, the kid we're friends with, he had poked her like 7 years ago, and she'd never poked him back. So it was my sister Hannah who was on there, and she saw it, and so she clicked poke back. So they were like, you did it first.
7-year poke.
Wow.
I'm gonna poke
Exactly.
someone today.
And get it back in
Maybe in
I'm gonna
7
ask
years
them.
they'll poke you back.
It's an interstellar poke.
Doesn't it like negate?
Bonus points if it's one of your friend's moms.
Right? Oh my god, how awkward would that be? You don't know what your stupid friend did this time.
So we're like, so you were the one who actually started it. So,
You know, speaking of mothers and parents in general, I had an interesting thing I want to talk to you guys about. So, I'm pretty sure when you guys grew up, I don't know about you, because you had like 9 other people you were competing for attention with. Did your parents ever scare you with like, you know, don't make an ugly face because your face will stick that way, or don't put your hand in like a purse, like those fairy tales, those myths? Did you ever get scared? Like your parents scare you with something just to teach you a lesson?
I don't really think they did anything about like the weird faces. At least I'm trying to think if there were.
Like if you made
Oh,
like,
they make
weird
stupid faces
faces,
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I've heard of that. They never said that though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, my parents are also weirdos, so
Well, they didn't scare you, so that's good.
yeah.
I wanted to talk about that. Is that okay?
What?
Should parents be scaring their children like that? Because
What?
till this day, when I make stupid faces, and you know me, I make a ton of them, I have like a 10-second limit. I try not to go back a second. I don't want to get stuck. I do a lot on this face.
He's doing a stupid face thinking 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
6,
5, 4. Okay, that's it.
That's it. I don't want to get
That's
stuck.
it.
I don't know. It's like this.
Can't get
So-
stuck.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure each of our parents have said something down the line that scared us when we were children. And when we grew up, we were like, you know what, this kind of doesn't make sense. I don't think my
Yeah.
face is really going to get stuck. What was one thing that your parents kind of said to you when you were a kid and scared the bejesus out of you? And then when you grew up, you're like, maybe that's not right.
Don't clip your fingernails at night. You're gonna
I
get
still
sick.
don't do it. I still don't do it. I'm scared to clip my fingernails at night. I don't.
Wait, what? I never even heard of that.
Yes.
Wait, why?
Yeah. You
Why?
can't clip your fingernails and I can't do it. I'm like, damn, the sun has gone down and I look like a
I thought it was
werewolf.
only me.
No, me too.
That's a common thing that people say?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, my parents said that too.
Yeah.
It's like if a pregnant woman steps on a fingernail clipping, it's like super bad, she could lose the child. So my mom was like, always clean up after your fingernails. I'm like, okay. And I'm like sweeping them up after. Cause, like, you missed the sink.
Yeah, don't clip your fingernails at night, you're gonna get sick. What? How does that? I don't know.
Till this day, I don't. Just because I'm like, you know what, I'm a grown ass man, I can do it. But, you know, I'm just gonna wait till morning. I'm a little scared. So have you had anything like that?
Nothing, like, I don't think any myths like that or anything. The one thing that, I don't know, came to my mind is, like, my mom would always say, like, lying is, like, the worst thing that you could possibly do. Like, it's terrible. And, which, I mean, yeah, like, don't lie. But I remember one time being little and asking her, I'm like, so if you killed someone and then you lied about killing them, then, like, lying about it would be worse than actually killing them. And I remember my mom, like, took a pause and she's like, yes. And so, like,
Crap.
I feel like because of that, I have, like, a weird thing about lying, like, even about, like, the tiniest things. Like, if someone's like, oh, how are you? And I'm, like, having, like, a bad day. And I'm like, good. And then I'll, like, have this moment in my head, like, wait, but that was kind of a lie. Like, I shouldn't have done that. So, like...
Was I really good? No, you need to sit down and hear about my emotions.
Mm-hmm, like...
Damn, that's... Well, I mean, they didn't really scare you about it. Lying is bad. But I feel like little lies are okay because they're like the lubricant in the gears of life. Sometimes when Richard gets his eyebrows done and he asks me, did I go too thin? And I see pencil marks.
I don't get my eyebrows done.
He gets them done all the time. And I say, no, they look fantastic.
You could benefit from them.
What? My
pencil eyebrows?
I love my... Let me tell you something.
Actually,
I want a
yeah,
unibrow. Thank you. I want a unibrow.
Just all the way
I
through?
want one eyebrow. I want a ponytail.
You should have a mustache for your eyes.
Call me Uno. That's what I want. But that's nice that your parents didn't have that. Or maybe, you know, we gotta ask you how this is. Maybe they said it to them and not to you.
Yeah, maybe.
What number were you? Like 1 through 9?
Number
1 through
3.
2. You were number 3?
Did they ever just say, hey, number 3, get over here?
3 to 7 now!
No, it was more like she's like, Kelly, Molly, Rosie, Nolan, whatever your name is, get over here.
Did they ever like have competition, like a football game, and say, okay, even numbers here, odd numbers here?
Well, we played games and stuff all the time, like kickball especially. But I think we'd usually just do like team captains or something like that.
That's right. You guys can have a 5-on-5 full court basketball game with your siblings.
We have some crazy competitions. Even now, like last Easter, like my older sister, who's like 31, she was like, Mom, when are we gonna do the Easter egg hunt? And she like made my mom set up all these Easter eggs in the front yard, and then we had this huge fights about getting into teams, and it's like, okay, go! And it's like, most of us are like kind of old at this point, but we're still like super competitive about this Easter egg hunt and like had to win.
You guys can technically infiltrate a very small country.
Maybe.
Why do you go there? It's a conspiracy.
No, I'm just saying. If you
all
all were 10 who were tactically trained, that's like a SEAL team unit. You can go in and take over a country.
Have you ever walked into, I don't know, a supermarket or like to a movie theater and then ran into your sibling and be like, oh wow, we're related. Hey. Hey.
A lot of the time at CVS, actually, is where it happens. And so there's this one CVS that's like right by my family's house in Westchester. And the funny thing is that there, since we all would go there so much, and you know how you can have like the rewards card, but if you don't have it, you can give the phone number. Yeah. So a lot of the people there, they have the phone number memorized. And they're like, oh, it's for you guys. Like, and we all kind of look alike, so like they can tell who we are, and they're like, all right, we'll start typing in the phone number.
I know we have spent so much time asking you about questions about your siblings, we're just baffled by it. We come from friends that have maybe 2 or 3 siblings, and we always complain about that. And you seem so calm about having 10.
I'm used to it.
But it's cool because you're kind of the older one, so you could kind of, you know, prank the younger kids. Or,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like, yeah, I got those bastards.
So fun.
Did you have, like, I'm pretty sure there are some favorites. You can't be... I know love, you gotta love the family,
right.
But there has to be some favorites. Do you feel like you have more of a connection with the
number
older
7.
kids? Number 7.
Actually, number
always.
7 is like a lot of the people who aren't in our family, they're always like, oh, he's the best one, Nolan. Like,
number 7.
Is he your favorite too?
But who do you get along with better? Would it be the older ones because you can relate more, or the younger ones because you can basically like guide them and teach them more?
Well, I feel like it's more that just like my relationships with them are so different. Like, my sister Rosie is 2 years younger than me, and we've always been like super close, like best friends. We actually live like 10 blocks away from each other now in the city,
nice.
so still get to see her a lot. But at the same time, when we were younger, we would get in like these crazy fights over like the stupidest things. Whereas with some of the younger ones, like my little sister Natalie is 12 years younger than me, so obviously I wasn't like arguing with her a lot growing up.
What's the age difference from the oldest to the youngest?
21 years.
Wow, that's not that bad. We have a couple of people that we know, and they have like 24 years.
24 years.
24, 25.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you could be the
I always thought I was bad. My oldest brother's 10 years away from me, so
yeah,
that's not that bad.
I have 14 years between me and my brother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but thank you for reminding me that. It's not that bad because I'm not the most mature of people, so it's easier to be his age. He actually just started 6th grade at a new school, and I was like, so, you know, how
Did he
is it?
skateboard his way in?
No, I didn't let him.
That'd be
Pick up
fun.
all the girls that day.
do you go to your... I'm pretty sure you've been to a ton of siblings' first day of school. Does that ever get, like, repetitive? It's like, oh, the first time, yay, and then after that, it's like, come on, number 9. You're like, come on.
Well,
Get it together.
another thing about my family, not sure if I mentioned this before, but actually all of us were homeschooled at one point.
Oh, nice.
So basically like up until high school. So it's not like, oh, this one's first day of kindergarten. It's more like, all right, you're in the house, like, here's a workbook, do it.
How does homeschooling work? Is like your mom the teacher and your dad's the principal? Or no, I don't know. And the uncle is like the dean. I'm not sure.
That would be
Who's the
fun.
lunch lady?
Well, my
Your
family,
mom.
exactly. Well, my family's like not that organized, to be honest. So it was more like when we were younger, like my dad would be at work all day and my mom was usually at home. And so when we were a lot younger, she would like actually teach us stuff like how to read, how to do basic math and stuff like that. But once we got a little bit older, it was more like, all right, here's your stack of workbooks for the year. Just like do it, figure out how many pages you got to do each day. And then if we had like questions or something, we'd be like, Mom, I don't understand this. Or
Well, you know what's the best part of being homeschooled? Is the report cards. You don't have to wait to get home to get your ass whooped. Because the teacher's going to do it for you. Your mom is going to do it. I remember when I went to school and I had a horrible report card, my mom would always tell the teacher, change your seat. It's because the seat is bad. So throughout the year, I had like 30 different
Is it because you
seats.
clipped your nails at night? That's why they got bad juju on that
Yes,
seat?
that's what happened. But I always had my seat changed, and I remember just the look on my mom's face. She's like, just wait until we get home. I can't do it in front of the teacher because we got new laws here. So wait until we get home. But that's beautiful because you were already home to get it.
there were no surprises.
Right? But I have to ask, how was the prom? Or did you guys? So you said up until high school,
Yeah,
right?
so high school is...
Yeah, so, well, with my 2 older siblings and with me, like, we all started going to school in 9th grade. But then the one who's 2 years younger than me, my mom was just like, no, this one's trouble. Like, she's going to be homeschooled all the way until college.
Because she was trouble?
Yeah,
Okay.
but actually she ended up going to, I think, 3 proms anyway, just because people asked her. And I think there were, like, a few more who asked her too, but... Then by that point my mom was just like, no, like this is getting ridiculous, like no more proms for you.
So she was the popular.
Exactly.
Sibling.
She is still
It's
the
kind of
popular
like Erin in
sibling.
high school. No more proms for Erin.
You're such an asshole. Nobody invited me to a fucking prom, asshole. I wasn't the charming man I am now in high school.
Oh no.
Part of college.
Then
Most of my
halfway through
adult
college
life.
you blossomed.
Actually, even till now.
Up until 3 days ago. Whatever.
Well, you finally arrived. Congrats.
Thank you. I feel good, asshole. I need more positivity in my life for
No,
sure.
no.
No.
How did you get into acting with such a big family?
Well, actually, the first play that I was in, I was only 4 years old. So, I don't know. I guess from there, like, it was something fun that I liked doing. My 2 older siblings, actually, were in that same acting group, too. But I was the one who kind of kept up with it a little bit more. And then when I was younger, like, I mean, my siblings and I were always playing around, sometimes making up our own stupid plays and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I think in middle school, actually, was when I started doing this theater program and actually being more involved in, like, musicals and, like, actual productions and stuff like that. And
So you're an actual actor, not like me and Richie that kind of go on audition at times. You have training.
I haven't some training yet, but I think you guys are actual actors, too.
How
I've seen your stuff.
I know in the yes or no game you mentioned that you've done theater. Is this like what you're leaning towards more, or do you prefer film? Like.
So I definitely have more of a theater background. It's what I went to college for, and I've had more experience doing plays than I have with films. But I guess the last couple years I've definitely been getting into doing film also, and taking some classes for that, auditioning, working on stuff. So that's something that I'm also really interested in and trying to pursue right now as well.
That's really good. I know I was on set once with a theater actor, and he told me that film is just a little bit more relaxed. Would you feel that as well? Like, I know in theater, just crazy amount of prep time.
Yeah, it's definitely less prep time. I don't know. I kind of really love the process in theater where it's like, depending on the rehearsal time, but sometimes you do get a lot of time to kind of work on the script and work with the other actors and work on the character. And I really enjoy doing that, but also at the same time, it's kind of fun just getting a film script and being like, all right, like, here we go, no rehearsal time. Let's just do it, see what happens.
Jump right in.
Yeah.
What's your biggest horror story on a theater stage?
Ooh. So, last fall I was in this show called Evil Dead the Musical, which is based off of these horror movies in the 80s called Evil Dead, which I still haven't seen actually. But so the musical, it was a lot of fun. It was like really goofy, kind of like a parody type of thing. And in it, I was playing two characters because one of them gets killed off by a demon in the beginning. So then I come back. Well, you don't know which character it is.
Okay.
I didn't say who I'm playing. But anyway, then I come back as this other one. So I'm basically like in the show for pretty much the whole time. And it was so much fun. I loved doing the show. But on Halloween, we had 2 performances in one day, and it turned out that at that time I was getting kind of sick because I'd been running around working other jobs too, going a little overboard, I guess, and I started to lose my voice.
Oh, God.
And so we did the first show, and at first it started out okay, and then throughout the show, like, my voice is just getting worse and worse and worse. Towards the end, I'm like trying to sing, but it's just like coming out like a squawk, basically.
What does it sound like? What does it sound? We gotta hear it.
So good. And so then, like, after the show, it's like great, like my voice is shot and we have this whole other show to do. And also, so throughout that show, since a lot of people, again, spoiler, but they get killed by demons and stuff like that, so there's all kinds of fake blood and stuff. So throughout it, like, towards the end of it, our costumes are just covered in blood, and before that we're like, wait, so how are we gonna do this show with the other costumes? And they're like, okay, just like bring, other costumes, do that too, just put those on.
Time to go.
Exactly.
Time to go on stage.
So I had this other dress that I'm like, okay, like, I'll just wear this during the second show. So meanwhile, like, my voice is like practically gone, and so I'm like drinking all this tea, all this water to try to get it back, and like, thankfully my director was really nice and laid back. He's like, all right, so just like lip sync during the group songs and then do your best during your solos, it'll be fine. But since I had been like drinking so many fluids and stuff, like, I felt like I had to pee so bad throughout it, and there was no bathroom like backstage or anything, so I was just like on stage, like, can't sing, feel like I have to pee, like, trying not to die. And then to top it all off, during one of the last numbers, so I'm wearing this other dress that I hadn't been practicing with, and like, again, it's like this goofy show, so I had to like take off all these layers and stuff, and I'm like on stage, and then meanwhile I see this one girl who's been working backstage, and she's like, stop it. I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, you're hanging out there. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, your boob is out. And so she throws me a t-shirt like onto the stage that I like put on. I don't know how bad it was or like how much was showing, but I'm like, this is just the best day of my life.
I thought that's what it was going, like, maybe you had like a tear, or maybe it looked kind of funny.
I don't know. Well, like, again, I don't know if like how much was showing, but bad enough for her to throw me a t-shirt onto the stage. And I just like quickly
Did you
put
play it
on.
off like,
oh, look, a ghost!
Yeah. And then it turned out there was a reviewer there that day too, but she didn't even mention anything about that, thankfully. So maybe she was there for the first show. I don't know.
Well, it's the fact that you said she.
Yeah.
She was on your side. If it was a he, it would have been like, oh, God.
Nudity in the shot.
Well, yeah, that sounds pretty
Yeah,
bad.
so that was pretty bad.
Damn, but don't you love stories like that? Because even though they kind of suck in the moment, they always make great stories.
Yeah.
Or icebreakers in the future. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So my boo-boos hanging out.
Yeah,
On
exactly. And I couldn't sing, and I was like trying not to pee all over the stage, so.
So you're like Joey and Friends. I gotta go. I can't do it.
Oh my gosh, I love that episode.
You know, it's Joey on stage, but the only thing worse than that is remember when Ross was in the girl's bathroom and his jeans, not his jeans, his
leather pants.
his leather pants shrunk, and he's like talking to Joey on the phone, and he's putting lotion on his thighs, and he's like smacking himself in the face. That to me is like the worst situation. I can't wait to get into a situation like that. So to hear that happened from you on stage, I'm always gonna think back. You know what? Maybe I don't have it as bad. There's no stage here. Yeah.
Have you ever done anything on stage or
No,
just film?
I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
I did
of
in
stage.
college, but it wasn't at it was like 30 people.
Oh,
It was
fun.
just class.
Did you like it? I don't know.
It was fun, but it was way more nerve-wracking than film. Because film, if you mess something up, you just, okay, blooper.
Yeah, there it's
Theater,
like,
it's like,
nope, this happened.
Yeah, everybody's looking at me.
Speaking of
Think of a
bloopers-
line.
Speaking of bloopers, we do have the Woody Packs blooper video underway. Gonna get it hopefully at the end of the month, maybe in October. So
Ooh, fun.
that's something to look forward to.
Shit, it's already September.
Yo, time
That's
flies.
so weird.
Do you know why he's like depressed about this? Because
Why?
his birthday's at the end of the September.
Oh,
He's
At
turning
the end of
29
September.
years old.
Ooh,
29.
happy birthday.
25.
Oh, okay.
Richie hates his birthday, so I love bringing it
I
up.
hate my birthday.
I love when he gets older.
I hate getting old.
Do you hate your birthday because you don't like turning a new age?
Yes. I just don't want to get old.
You know what's actually getting old? Other than your jokes? No, I'm just kidding. iPhone's celebrating 10 years today, and they're
coming out
releasing
with a new one today.
iPhone X.
Yeah.
It's coming out today, so I don't know if you're
Actually,
an
like
iPhone
in-
user.
I
3
am,
hours.
but I'm not like a get the newest one. You know,
Okay.
I have the SE now, and
It's
good
okay.
enough for now.
I'm an Android man, so that's fine.
Maybe this is the time you switch.
Maybe not,
Maybe.
because I'm not for the X. Or I like
Maybe you
numbers.
switch.
Okay.
Yeah, we've established that before the podcast.
What?
You only like 5.
So iPhone X. Are you guys excited about this, or like? Because I heard there's no home button, or it's a bigger screen.
Well, let me put it this way.
It's like a washing machine.
If they
inside.
give it to me for free, I'll
Uh-huh.
get it.
Oh, are they offering that to you?
Well, isn't that what
Richard.
Bangs did? With when the 7 came out? What are we on, the 7? 6?
We are on.
Whatever.
I have the.
Anyway, when the new
Galaxy
phone came out,
7.
Sprint was giving a program where like you give your old phone back and you pay like $100 or $200 for the new one.
Mhm.
So if they do that, I'll do it. But I ain't buying that shit for $1,000.
Oh, is that how much it's?
Yeah, it's $1,000.
That's crazy.
I'm excited to see how.
iPhone X, $1,000? No.
Ah.
What I tell you about your jokes?
Yeah,
What I tell you about
I
your
know,
jokes?
right?
I love iPhone, and I'll tell you why. I love the commercials. It'll be like a dark room, and then they'll have the iPhone just magically go in a circle. I want them to do a 10-minute commercial of just that, just circling. I'll watch it.
It's like in
so
the
cool.
office where they're holding
That's
the
something you
pyramid.
get like tranced into.
Yeah, it's like,
like,
whoa,
wow.
how do they do that? Is it magnets?
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like because.
But they didn't say anything like